we're back. We're podcasting again, baby.
That's what we do. Professionals at this point?
If we made any money, we'd be professionals, basically.
That's a good point. Episode 27 of the Thoughts and Friends podcast. Quickly, number?
Scott Rowland, baby. The Scott Rowland app.
The one and only.
The vacuum cleaner
The
over
legend.
there at third.
Scott
Favorite baseball
Rowland.
player of all time. Fun fact for everyone out there. Little something about me.
Yeah.
Little something about us. We live in an apartment, and our landlord fucking sucks.
That's... Before yesterday, I would have said that was a bit aggressive. But we're teetering. We're teetering on sucks.
I don't even think. We haven't had a kitchen sink for 2 weeks plus. Almost a month we haven't had a kitchen sink for.
Yes. No, I wouldn't go. It's a
3 weeks to a month.
3 week span. No kitchen sink.
Haven't had a kitchen sink.
We've had water in the bathroom.
Drinking water out of the bathroom sink.
But
can't wash dishes.
The sink broke.
3 weeks hasn't been fixed. He put in new countertops before he put in a new sink.
So yeah,
There's a new sink now.
But
you can't. There's no pipes. No pipes in the sink. It's just sitting there staring at me, fucking mocking me.
We went from old countertops and a broken sink that wouldn't turn on to new countertops with a new sink that you can't even dump stuff down. You can't even empty something out in anymore.
No.
It's gotten worse.
No,
somehow.
our situation is worse. We have granite countertops with a bunch of cabinets that are from 1973. So the countertops are very nice, but it looks fucking terrible.
Great.
They're good countertops. They look like shit. The countertops themselves look good. The countertops with the other shit, the counter or the cabinets, backsplash, floor tile, looks really out of place. Looks very strange.
We'll do maybe behind the curtain, little TNF vlog, paint the cabinets day.
Ooh, DIY.
Comment if you'd love to see
DIY TNF. Who's in? Move that bus. What do you think Ty Pennington's up to?
Who the fuck is that?
Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Ty Pennington.
I've heard the name, but I don't know. I couldn't
move that
bus.
He's
that guy.
Yeah.
The bus driver or
no? He's the host.
I know. I don't watch the
good
show.
Episode Always Sunny. Also, Extreme Makeover.
That
Home
is a very
Edition
good.
episode.
I know that more than that show.
Yeah, they talk about moving. Yeah.
It's just a flaming building.
Drop a GIF of Ty Pennington, and I guess you can't really do that on Instagram or on YouTube, can you? Tweet one at us.
No, you can't. Tweet us. Link in the description of the video.
But what are we going to do about we're
going
to
do anything.
Kill him? I don't know. Become plumbers? Is that what he wants us to learn a trade?
That would go poorly. I don't really know. I guess we'll just withhold rent. Feels warranted at this point.
I'm not paying the same rent for no kitchen sink for the month.
An entire month without the sink.
What the fuck, man?
It's been bad.
I've eaten enough Qdoba. They gave me a lifetime membership. They thought I worked there.
Say your last 20 meals. How many of them were purchased?
18? I don't know.
Yeah.
More?
I've been toughing through it.
I mean, we can't wash the dishes.
It's been a lot of
we don't have a dishwasher either.
Plastic forks,
It's like I'm 17 years old in a college dorm. It's pathetic. It's pathetic.
We've been roughing it. It is what it is. Hopefully it's over soon. On the bright side, we're scorching hot.
With all our gambling money, we could just pay for a whole new apartment at this point because we're flaming hot.
Yeah, both of us last week, 9 and 5. Pretty good.
Find one towel that could do better.
Is that pretty good?
They pay people for picks like that.
Yeah. We're doing this for absolutely jack shit, folks.
You know what I don't understand?
What?
Little transparency corner. It doesn't seem like I'm winning that many bets. Because, full transparency, folks, I'm not betting all 12, 15, whatever games a week.
These
seems like the ones that I choose to actually bet are in the 5.
Your account balance does not reflect the overall record we're showing on the podcast. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Folks, these are the most efficient gambling lines in all the game. Don't bet every NFL game. If you can help it, if you can just stop your dumb little brain, don't bet any NFL games. They're most efficient lines.
Don't bet. It's all designed for you to lose your money.
Those casinos aren't getting built any smaller, folks, let me tell you.
But it's really fun.
Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun. And that's what we're going to do. We're having a little fun. We're going to pick every game against the spread. We put out a clip earlier. We both took Arizona last night. Congrats to us on the win, huh?
Or the loss.
Or we lost.
This is being recorded the same day that was recorded.
Yeah, we're going to watch that. This is being
released a day after.
We're going to watch that right after we record this. You want to get to the first game?
Boy, do I. Fuck you, Dan. Rant over. Give me my fucking sink.
Yeah, we need a sink.
Bitch.
My guy over here he's hurting.
I like to cook, and I can't cook.
He's a
if
foodie.
I don't have a fucking sink.
And it's driving him nuts.
I have tried a lot of nice restaurants on Postmates, though, during this time. Found some good spots, found some bad ones. I'm also eating far more calories than I am burning in a given day.
Anyone wants to sponsor the pod?
Qdoba, sponsor your boy.
Chicken Planet? What's it called?
Chicken Planet, Chicago.
TNF, brought to you by Chicken Planet.
Yeah, I could get into that. Van Buren Street, Chicken Planet. Check it out. I think they're only open for lunch during the week, though. So
that's a tough window. Tough window.
If you work at the Chicago Board of Trade, you probably have already eaten there.
You
but
know it.
Give it a shot.
You know it. All right, let's get to the games. Sunday slate. Tennessee travels to Indy. Indy is a 1.5 point favorite in this game. The line opened as the Titans a favorite by a point, and it's moved through 0. Now the Colts are favored. The total's 51. How are we feeling about the Titans off the back of two pretty big wins?
What's the deal here? Titans should be favored in this game, correct? What's the deal? What am I missing?
The Colts have been pretty impressive. As impressive as a 3-4 record could say. Both teams are 5-2 against the spread. They've both been pretty good, and in their losses been very competitive.
Two best running backs in the NFL in this game? 2 of the top 5. Yes. 2 best healthy running backs in the NFL? Alvin Kamara, maybe?
Yeah, I would say, McCaffrey.
Healthy. Playing right now.
Yeah, if that's the case, yeah, for sure. No doubt. But probably even if it's not. Even all the healthy ones. Dalvin Cook, Kamara.
John Taylor, pretty good.
Jonathan Taylor.
Good back.
As advertised. I am taking the Colts.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Lines moved 2.5 points.
Every fiber of my being says Tennessee. This is a little stinky to me. Give me Indy. Give me the fighting Wentzes.
I like him at home. Indy has...
Ooh. Big thing, though, make sure you follow Jim Irsay on Twitter. See whether roof open, roof closed.
What a factor that could be.
Who knows? Roof open, roof closed.
If it gets a little blustery
Guy's going to tweet it.
Carson Wentz
game day.
I've been impressed with Wentz. He's throwing it pretty well. They are 3-4. They just beat San Francisco in that slot mess last week. Killed the Texans. I don't want to be shoulda, woulda guy, but had the Ravens buried and totally blew that on.
But the Ravens stink, though.
That was on Monday night. I'm not a huge fan, but they are what the record says they are. They are 5-2, and they beat the Dolphins before that. So they have already played the Titans on the road in Week 3, and they lost by 9. I think they can get it turned around. I think they win this game. I've been encouraged with what I've seen lately.
Echo everything you said. Colts, Tennessee's also coming off a high. A couple high highs. Little letdown spot here. Is a division game. Maybe less likely to be a letdown spot. But either way.
Even in the vein of the stock market of the NFL, I mean, they just beat the two of the biggest contenders in the league. It's as high as you're going to get Tennessee really all season. So I will take the home team in the division matchup here to win the game.
Indy, baby.
Taking Indy as well. Let's move to, do we have to? The Jets. The Cincinnati Bengals travel to New York. We now know Mike White will be the starter for the New York Jets. Who?
Has anyone ever looked more like a Mike White than Mike White?
Mike White. He is the most Mike Whitest person I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just a generic white creative player.
Yeah, they didn't get the rights to every single guy on the team, so they just plug in number 5 Mike White as the third string quarterback.
The Bengals are laying 10.5 on the road.
Bengals. Bengals.
I don't want to go too far into this. Mike White's not an NFL quarterback.
No.
The Jets have a very, very poor roster.
Mm-hmm.
They were struggling with I guess we'll call Zach Wilson a talented, guy with some potential.
Not ready to start.
Mike White is not an NFL quarterback. He might die on the field in this game.
3 touchdowns.
Bengals.
3 touchdown margin of victory for the Cincinnati Bengals. Don't overthink it. 10.5's a lot in the NFL. 10.5's not a lot when the Jets are this bad.
I know it's on the road, but it's like the 3rd or 4th highest spread of the week, I feel like. We've got a couple of gigantic numbers, and I can't think of a team I'd rather fade more than a Mike White-led New York Jets team. I mean, they're terrible.
No, they're absolutely abysmal. They were bad with Zach Wilson. Mike White is untalented Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
awful.
He's a better game manager. It's not like he has more experience. But has he played in the NFL before? Is he also a rookie? I've never heard of Mike White before last week.
No. I'm on Cincy heavy here. I don't know why it isn't larger, the spread here. Let's go to Philly and Detroit. Detroit is a home dog here, 3.5-point dog. The total is 48. A bit of a weird one here. I don't think Philly should be laying 3.5 points on the road to anyone. This is a weird one.
Detroit is winless.
Winless Detroit, 4-3 against the spread.
Yes.
They don't have to win this game.
The public, I'm sure, is much lower on Detroit than they are on Philly. You just see the 0-7, and you just assume. I think maybe you're right. Philly's getting a little overvalued here. Detroit is probably the play. I think I lean Detroit. I don't feel strongly about this game.
I think I like Detroit as much as a decent amount you can like an 0-7 team.
We've liked them the whole year.
I mean, Philly's 2-5.
Philly sucks. Folks, I've been saying it all year. Philly sucks.
There's rumblings this week. There's been beat reporters, guys close to the team, that it would bet on Gardner Minshew starting a game at some point.
Jalen Hurts ain't it. Jalen Hurts not an NFL
That's
quarterback.
not a good signal to be sending out. I think these are 2 bad teams. I'll take the one at home, getting 3.5 points. I don't want to complicate it too much more than that. They threw a punch early against the Rams last week. I never thought the Rams were going to lose that game. They faked like 3 punts.
Did they even cover? They covered, right, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, they covered the spread. I mean, it was like 18 or 16
yeah,
points or something.
They lost by like 9 or 11 or something. They did stay inside the number. I'll take Detroit here, coming back home.
I feel like we said it like 6 times. Maybe this is the one where they get off the schneid.
I think they could win this game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Philly sucks. Philly's not any good. Philly's not much better than Detroit.
I want to. This might be their best chance to win a game for the rest of the season.
Could be.
We've got Philly. We go to Pittsburgh, to Cleveland. Doesn't look good. They host the Bears. They could win that game.
Yeah, they could.
They host the Vikings. They go to Denver. They host Arizona. They go to Atlanta. They could beat Atlanta, I guess. They go to Seattle and then host the Packers. This might be the closest spread that they have for the rest of the year. Maybe that Bears game.
Yeah,
I'll take Detroit.
You talked me into Detroit. I think they're gonna. Quick sidebar. I talked about this, and I've seen people talking about it on the internet. So Detroit last week, they did a bunch of crazy shit, right? They did a bunch of onside kicks and stuff like that.
I know what you're going to say.
If you're one of these 0-7 teams, why do you not play like that every single week? And I understand you are trying to develop players and you are, but if you're the coaches, you're not trying to lose games. The coaches are trying to win all the games. The people that put the roster together are trying to lose games.
And the players are not trying to lose.
Why not play just total chaos every single week? Why not onside kick every kick, go for every fourth down? Fuck it. You're worse. You're either you lose by 40 or you lose by 2, you lose. It's not a college football playoff situation where style points matter.
Couple of things. There is an element of surprise. They didn't onside kick more than once. They did that after they scored and got it back. I mean, When you're expecting
And
an
I'm not
onside kick, the percentage,
obviously
you can't fake a punt every time. It's not a fake if you do it every time.
Obviously, a little nuance, but we see almost none of that. You know what I mean? Teams don't play a chaotic style of football, which you would think when you have less talent. Like in college football, you see that shit all the time. Like FCS team comes, they're running the weirdest shit you can possibly imagine.
In general, I totally agree. You have to have self-awareness and know that you're the worst team.
There's too much pride among NFL coaches, players, etc.
There's that, and there's also these coaches are coaching for their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's the live to fight another day mentality in the NFL. I feel like they would rather not lose by too much. They would rather pack it in, lose by 10, and not get beat by 40 because that's how you get fired.
Yeah. You want to put good tape out there. You don't want to be like, this guy's a fucking loony bin.
Yeah. I think a lot of they're protecting their own jobs, things like that, if I had to guess. And I don't know. If maybe someone like Brandon Staley, like the Chargers coach, will be just like, this is the percentage play. It's just spreadsheet it up. Go for it. We stink. Let's let it rip.
Yeah. Play more like an 8-year-old playing Madden. Hit him more than... I will say this. I'm not very good at Madden, but sometimes it's hard in Madden when someone plays such a brain-dead style that you're like, I don't even know how to predict what you're going to do.
True.
This is so odd.
If you're awful,
and it's throwing me off my game.
Be unpredictable.
Yeah.
There's an element to that for sure. But I do think that if that goes poorly, then you lose by 40 and you look like a dumbass. And that's not good. Carolina travels to Atlanta. Atlanta is a 3-point favorite in this game. The total is 46.5. The Falcons are getting 72% of the bets in this game.
Wes, I mean, is it funeral time for your Panthers? I mean, it's over. They're dead.
Sam Darnold, it's not working. 4 in a row. McCaffrey's been out for all 4 of these games. They've lost all 4.
Dead.
Can't move the ball. Can't move the ball without him.
Genius Joe Brady. Maybe not.
I still think both of those
Maybe
guys.
Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase make you look like a genius.
That's true.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, he hasn't been that good in the NFL, but
yeah, I think
a very good college
those
player.
two are both still good coaches. Darnold's been really bad.
He's not throwing the ball to the right team.
It is what it is.
It's tough.
I forget what their win total was.
I still think it was 7.5.
I still think that's possible. We'll see. This is probably the bottom floor of where you're going to get Carolina for the rest of the year, if that makes you feel any better. Atlanta's not very good.
Atlanta won last week, right?
They beat the Dolphins, on the last second field goal. They didn't cover though.
Oh yeah, we've exhausted the Dolphins talk, I think, at this point.
Boy, we'll get to them later. What in the hell? I did not expect to see that with a healthy Tua at quarterback. We'll get to that later.
We'll talk about them in a minute. Fuck, I don't know. I don't want to watch this game at all.
If this game wasn't on the slate, that would be totally fine with me. I don't want to see Sam Darnold play against Matt Ryan.
We're not going to see a lot of this on Red Zone, if I had to imagine. Some turnovers, perhaps.
I got to keep fading Carolina until they get their entire offense back. McCaffrey's due back maybe next week or the week after. Feels gross siding with this gigantic public side here, but I wrote down Atlanta at home. I think Kyle Pitts is a mismatch for anyone on that defense.
Carolina's defense has not been the same as it was the first 3 weeks. They'd become a pretty middle-of-the-road defense at this point. They're not scary.
They lost J.C. Horn. He was huge.
Here's basically what it's going to come down to. To me, it's going to come down to the turnover battle. I'm pretty confident Matt Ryan will turn the ball over less than Sam Darnold will, so I'm going to side with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons.
That's what I have written down too. Fade Darnold.
We had to figure out if he stunk. He stinks, guys.
Yeah.
We had to give it a look.
He couldn't
give it a change of scenery. Scenery didn't matter.
You know what makes you look really good?
Throwing to the right team.
That, but also when the guy on your team is the best running back in the NFL.
You throw it 3 yards and he gets 25 out of it, your stats
How many
sick.
do you get? 25.
I get 25.
25.
It looks pretty sick. The old passer rating looks pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see. San Francisco travels to Chicago. San Francisco, this feels stinky to me.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco's laying 4 points on the road against Chicago. Granted, Chicago looks awful. They got railroaded by Tampa Bay last week. Matt Nagy is in the COVID protocol. Maybe he's not there. Positive for Chicago.
Good or bad? Probably, maybe good.
Why is... Ooh, I got a hot take here in a second that I never thought I'd say. Why are they laying 4 points on the road? Are the Bears that bad?
The Bears are bad. They're certainly very bad.
Here's the thing. San Francisco's bad.
Yeah.
They're 2-5. They're they're 2-4.
Yep.
They're
not good.
1-5 against the spread.
They're not good. Chicago.
Hot take. Does Kyle Shanahan stink? I've been just singing his praises for like a year plus, and for everything he did in Atlanta and getting to the Super Bowl in was that his first year in San Francisco? One of his early years in San Francisco? There are numbers that suggest that he's not that good.
What do we attribute that to? What was different in the roster that year to this year?
After the Super Bowl run, they've been extremely injured, I would say. Their star players on defense have been very injured. He has Jimmy Garoppolo playing quarterback. He's a bottom 10 starting quarterback in the league for sure.
He's a dynamic offensive mind that doesn't have any dynamic offensive players besides Deebo Samuel and George Kittle, who basically hasn't played all year. He's played 2 games?
Yeah.
2 or 3 games?
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know anything about their offensive line. Is their offensive line worse?
I don't believe that hot take. I'm just putting it out into the universe. I still think he's a good coach, but
something to consider.
Good coaches got to win games.
Something to consider.
Got my eyes on you,
We'll
Kyle.
see. It's all going to really rest on how good Trey Lance is. It's going to basically make or break.
Yeah, if he's a bust, he probably gets fired, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because it was they traded up. He was the guy.
Mortgage the future.
Kyle will get your guy. Yeah, if he stinks.
Should have drafted Mac Jones like they were going to.
Yeah, duh. Everyone knew that. I'll take Chicago at home +4 here. I feel like this line stinks out loud. I don't understand it. San Francisco is not good. They still don't have Kittle. They still do have Jimmy Garoppolo, who, even though they did have a bye in Week 6, was injured recently. He just looks awful. Total is extremely low in this game. I think it's a very low-scoring game. Comes down to a field goal. I think 4 is way too many.
Yeah, I don't feel super strongly about this one either because, like we said, the Bears fucking suck. They stink. So to side with them and to be very confident that they're going to cover any number is a little dangerous. They suck.
I'm oddly confident. They've flashed. I mean, they kicked the shit out of Cincinnati at home.
That was a long time ago.
I know.
NFL changes a lot.
I know.
I mean, they just got beat by 100 points. Tampa Bay's the best team in the NFC.
Defending champ.
They did, but I mean,
who is just
points.
a nightmare for them too. A front that is just going to eviscerate their line.
San Francisco, really good front, best middle linebacker in the league.
That's true.
Nick Bosa.
True.
Am I talking myself into San Francisco?
I'm not taking them. I think I think they stink. I'm not betting on Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, on the road, laying points. Not going to do it. Bears
laying a lot of points, more than a field goal. It seems wrong. So we'll probably see San Francisco win by 3 touchdowns. I don't know. We don't know anything. Pittsburgh travels to Cleveland. Cleveland is a 3.5-point favorite in this divisional matchup. The total, another low one in this game. As you would come to expect in this division's matchups, it's 42.5. You hate Ben Roethlisberger. We fading him?
We hate Ben Roethlisberger. Not like you're...
Oh, I'm not a fan, but you are staunch against...
Oh, he's fucking terrible. He stinks.
I've picked him a couple times. Is all of it. You've picked against him several weeks in a row.
I also love the Browns. I think this number's too low. They got their pass rushers back. They've got Clowney. They've got Garrett. I think it's going to be hard time. Ben's going to have to be able to get that ball out quick. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how well that's going to go. They're not going to be able to run the ball at all. I mean, they haven't been able to run the ball all season, really. Cleveland's going to have Chubb back. Cleveland's going to have Baker back. I love Cleveland here. I saw practice 2 days in a row.
I'm not
looking like he will play, maybe. Trending, yes. Maybe not, though.
He did practice today in a limited fashion.
Either way, I don't really care about the quarterback. I care about the defense. I care about the running backs. I like Cleveland.
I'll go with Pittsburgh. It doesn't. make a ton of sense, but I just think it's a low-scoring game in a game where you're very familiar with each other. It feels too low. Man, why is Pittsburgh's actually getting a majority of the bets in this game, which is kind of odd. Yeah, I'll take Pittsburgh. I think Cleveland's just pretty banged up, even if Baker does play. Is that worse than a healthy Case Keenum? Maybe. I don't know how bad the shoulder is or how it'll affect his play. Pittsburgh is off a bye, which means they'll be as healthy as they will be for the next couple months. Off a
Cleveland
bye.
gets the long Thursday night to Sunday bye.
They get the mini bye. That is true. I'll just take the field goal, even though they're on the road. In this division, I feel like all the games are played pretty low scoring and tight, especially between these two. Don't love it. Definitely not going to bet it. But I'll take Pittsburgh. You're going to go with Cleveland?
Yep.
Cleveland? Oh, you think Cleveland's cool?
It's not.
Joakim Noah?
Joakim Noah, hey, he just
Shouts out Joakim Noah. It's Joakim Noah night at
United Center.
United Center in Chicago. What are they doing? Oh, he's retiring as a Bull. I think they're doing a ceremony. They're honoring him.
They said he's becoming like a consultant or something.
Oh, an ambassador for the team.
Ambassador? I don't know what that means.
Me either. He's probably just like do commercials and shit for him. Shout out Joakim
Shout
Noah.
out to Joakim Noah. Cool guy.
He hates Cleveland.
He hates Cleveland.
The
Bad city, by all accounts.
Never been. Probably won't ever go.
Haven't heard a lot of good reviews.
Rams at Texans. The Rams are laying 14.5 on the road. The total in this game is 47.5. Last week, I picked against my Rams. They still won the game, but I got the cover from the revenge game. Jared Goff, how we feeling about the Rams in this spot going to Houston?
So everything in my being says obviously they kill them. Houston is 3-4 against the spread this season.
They are.
So they're getting all these big numbers, but they're covering about half the time. The Rams are the type of team that plays very fast, puts up a lot of points in a hurry. If any team was going to be able to let this get out of hand, the Rams would be a team that could bury the Texans. I think I lean L.A.
You lean LA. I will say 77% of the bets are on the LA Rams right now.
I mean, obviously, people aren't going to be betting on Houston unless you're like a professional gambler and you have some sort of edge. There's no Joe Public like you and me that's like, boy, am I stoked to bet on the Houston Texans plus 14
go to the window with the Texans ticket.
Like, I'm not going to bet this. It's a lot of points, kind of gross.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to bet it either, but
I got to go with the Rams,
I haven't been
guess.
encouraged by my Rams' inability to blow away very poor teams.
On the road also.
They did handle the Giants fairly well, who are not very good. I do think in this game we could get Tyrod back. I think he's going to play, which is I think is big. I think he's much better than Davis Mills.
Certainly is.
A competent NFL quarterback. He's still probably bottom third starting quarterbacks, but I think he is a professional quarterback that can lead scoring drives. I think I saw they scored 6 touchdowns with him in a game and a half, and they've scored 5 since in like the 4 or 5 games since. I think he can keep this within the number. I haven't loved what I've seen from the Rams. I think they played down to competition like they did last week. Could very well sleepwalk into this game in Houston. Don't love it, won't bet it. I will take the 14.5 though.
You flip me. I'm taking Houston.
Okay.
You flip me. You sold me.
All right. I'm not going to lie, you kind of sold me on the Browns, but we've picked every single game together so far.
Really?
And I'm going with
do you have our total records?
Mm-hmm. You are 52, 55, and 1. And I'm 57, 50, and 1.
So you're beating my ass.
I'm 5 games ahead of you.
Wait. Okay. Yeah. So I need to catch up. So give me the Rams.
I think it's early to be doing that, probably.
Give me the Rams.
Taking the Rams? All right. Miami travels to Buffalo. This number, I didn't gasp, but it was a near gasp.
Low or high?
It seems gigantic.
Miami's the worst team in the NFL.
They're bad.
Give me the Bills all day. This is a layup for me. I'm Bills.
I'm not
Bills,
saying
Bills.
I'm not saying I'm all over Miami or anything. It was just jarring to see Tua's back, and they have a pretty healthy team. I think the corners are going to play for them. Total's 48.5. Buffalo's laying 14 at home. Yeah, they're a sneaky little 1-6, aren't they?
Oh, Buffalo's going to beat the shit out of this team. Buffalo is going to spray their insides all over the field. It is going to be ugly. I don't even have to think twice about this game. Buffalo is going to murder them. It's spooky season. It's Halloween. They're going Freddy. They're going Jason. They're going Michael Myers on that ass. Death.
So the last two times they played, I don't know if they've scored a point. They beat them 35-0 in Miami in week 2 or 3. And last year, for the Dolphins' chance to get in the playoffs, they beat them like 100-7.
Best team in the NFL versus the worst team in the NFL. On top of that, this team has the other team's number to even widen that. I mean,
and
this could be minus 30. I don't know
if it's the uniforms or what it is, but the Dolphins just feel so candy ass and
teal. You can't look tough in teal.
You can't. Teal's not a great look, and you don't look good getting your ass beat wearing teal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad look. So
1972, they went undefeated though, so they got to rock with it.
Yeah.
Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Chad Pennington.
Man.
Dante Culpepper. Dolphins legend.
Anyone else?
Chris Chambers.
Yeah.
He was in that one fantasy football commercial. He's catching all the balls and dot. Bring those back. Those were cool.
Yeah, those were cool. 74% of the tickets are on Buffalo in this game.
I'm going to call you an idiot if you pick the Dolphins here. I'll call you an idiot to your face.
I'm not betting it, but I'm taking the Dolphins.
Oh, you're an idiot. No shot. They're going to lose by 1,000,000 points, Wes.
Yeah, maybe.
1,000,000.
It just too many points.
Oh, I don't know if any number's too many points. They stink.
I saw some encouraging stats on Tua today. Sorry, sue me.
Oh.
It could be ugly. I get it. Buffalo's off a bye as well.
They're gonna
murder
them.
I know.
All right. Next game, Jacksonville heads to Seattle. Seattle's favored by only 3.5 points. The Geno effect. What do you think about this game? Speaking of stinky teams. You're right about Russ. The rest of the team's not very good, Wes.
Yeah, no shit. It's like he's a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback.
Just a quick PSA. We're all sorry. If you have DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett on your fantasy team, we're sorry. He did.
He caught 2 passes, and one of them went for 80 and it's score. So
yeah.
He's still a freak.
Maybe that's not sustainable week to week.
Tell Jamar Chase that.
If you got not DK Metcalf on your team and any other offensive player that plays for Seattle, we're sorry.
Hey, I'm taking Jacksonville here. I'm firm fade Seattle. Off a bye. Seattle stinks.
So, trying to do a one-to-one comparison, which is often silly in the NFL. How does Jacksonville stack up to New Orleans? New Orleans is obviously much, much better, correct?
Yes.
And they just beat them by how many points?
3.
So
can't do it in the NFL. Can't do it.
You can't.
That was a slop fest too.
It was a sloppy toppy game. Trevor Lawrence or Jameis Winston right now? Who'd you rather have as quarterback?
Trevor Lawrence, not even close.
Today?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh man, if Trevor Lawrence played for the Saints, they'd be sweet. I think they'd be way better. Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Trevor loves him a pick just like Jameis does.
Yeah, he's forcing it. He's going to be much better than he has been. Off a bye, I think.
I mean, that's safe to say, I would say. Most quarterbacks, in theory, get better after the rookie year.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Right now, though, it just feels like knows they're not very good and he has to make stuff happen. This number seems too low. It stinks.
I'm taking Seattle. Taking Seattle.
You love you some...
Geno.
You love Geno.
Yeah, no, not that. I hate me some Urban Meyer and Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, it's going to be an awful game. It's not going to be any fun to watch.
We're 1-5. What's Seattle's record?
I don't know.
What would you say it was?
2-4.
2-5. They stink.
Yeah, they're not good.
They're not good. They don't have the dudes. The only concern is it is on the road, but I thought it would be a higher number. I think they're trying to tell us something. I'll fade the number, fade the public again. 70% of the money is on Geno Smith.
Well,
and this poor roster that is the Seattle Seahawks,
as opposed to the all-star roster of the Jacksonville Jaguars. But
we're not talking about that. I'm getting the points here. You're the one that's got to win by 4.
Okay, you're right. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
All right. New England travels to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are laying 4.5 points at home. It opened 6. It is now down to 4.5. The total is 49.5 in this game. I don't have a strong take on this game. I can't figure out New England really. I'm struggling to figure them out. Their games this year. They've been competitive. They were robbed to not cover against the Cowboys. They played that super tight. That was an overtime game where Lamb got loose late to cover that. The Chargers,
the sheen is worn off in the Chargers a little bit. They went from like bona fide Super Bowl contender. I think people pulled back a little. They look a little bit more, a little bit more human.
We just haven't seen it. So they got their ass beat against the Ravens and then went on a bye, tucked their tail and went on their bye. So they've been out of sight, out of mind for the last couple weeks. And the last time we did see them on the road, they got killed.
They're at home.
It seems
New England has to go west.
They do go out there, but there'll be more Patriot fans there.
Yeah, I think the thing about that is more the travel, routine of it rather than
across the country,
the hostile environment usually.
Across the country, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't know. That hook scares me. The hook seems like too many. I kind of like New England, but
both of these teams, I can't figure it out.
No,
I think
I think the Chargers are obviously a more talented team. Obviously,
if I went back and looked at all the New England and LA games this year, I bet I'm in the whatever they've played, 14 games they played. I'm probably 3-11 or whatever. Like I feel like I have got them wrong all year.
Well.
I could only have a chance to get one wrong.
Yeah, you can't get 2 wrong this week.
I don't know.
I like New England, I think.
I do too. I think it's too many points.
I'm going to let it boil down. I think Staley is a good coach, but I think he is a little green at times and makes some questionable decisions. I'm going to bet that Bill Belichick can win the chess game. Give me the Pats.
Yeah, I just think it's too many points. I do like that the Chargers are off their bye, but I've liked what New England has shown being competitive. They are 3-4, which is pretty mediocre, but they've hung with some pretty good teams.
Chargers, you could argue among teams that aren't like the Texans and the Jets, maybe the worst run defense in the NFL. Pats last week ran it all over the Jets. The Pats have been very good on the ground this season. Another reason
kids
in favor of New England.
Get Damian Harris in your fantasy lineups.
Just going to run for a lot of yards.
A little free advice. I'll side with New England there too. Tampa Bay travels to New Orleans. New Orleans is getting 4.5 points at home. The total is 49.5. 69% of the bets are on the Buccaneers in this game as road favorites. The Buccaneers are 6-1 on the season. Who's their lone loss? Who did they lose to? I'm blanking on who they lost to. They are 3-4 against the spread.
Lost to the Rams, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they lost to the Rams in LA. They're 3-4 against the spread. The Saints, off the win in Seattle, are 4-2. They're 3-3 against the spread. If you remember, last year, both matchups in the regular season were won by the New Orleans Saints, won outright by the New Orleans Saints. And then the playoff matchup came and Tampa handled them.
How different of a New Orleans side is this? Obviously, Breeze to Jameis. Last year's Breeze is less prone to turnovers, but not a better quarterback than Jameis is this year.
No, he was He held them back.
Dead.
He was dusty as it could be.
Dead. These quarterbacks both hold them back, but in different ways.
I think I really like New Orleans.
Really like New Orleans. I don't know if I can get on that boat. I do lean New Orleans. I don't know if I can sign up for really like any matchup that's Jameis Winston versus Tom Brady. It's hard for me to say caliber. Jameis Winston. Last year's playoff loss where they absolutely drubbed them in the Superdome is not a great sign.
Antonio Brown should be out for this game, which is a big blow to their offense.
New Orleans defense is legit. New Orleans has a top 10 easily best defense, maybe top 5.
For sure top 5. They're 1 week removed from a bye. They had a bye in week 6. They got pretty healthy. They got Onyemata back. They got I'm not certain if Cameron Jordan's going to be back.
I think he is.
I think they're going to have a full deck against Tampa, who is a bit banged up. Marshawn Lattimore has always covered Mike Evans. He always shadows him every time. They always get in a fight on the field. They seem to hate each other, and Lattimore has won that matchup more often than not. I think he can contain him, and their run defense has been pretty solid. I don't think Fournette plays a huge factor. I think they win the game on the field.
I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm betting on a close game. Give me the home team division game. Give me the points. Give me the Saints.
All right. Just a quick little. This is great podcasting. Sunday is Halloween. Notoriously, New Orleans gets down on Halloween as well.
Everyone in the stadium is going to be wearing a costume. They do that all the time. So even more so, love the Saints. Maybe I do like them on the money line.
I think it's going to be rowdy. I think it's a big night in New Orleans. It's the game of the week.
One thing we know about New Orleans: those people need an excuse to get rowdy and fucked up.
Yeah, they need an excuse to black out in a costume.
Yeah, no, it's Wednesday.
Let's get fucked up.
Yeah.
I like them on the field. I think they win the game. Washington travels to Denver in a game that sucks more than the last one. Washington is getting 3 points here on the road. Denver looked awful against as depleted as you can be Browns team last week. They do get a mini bye. They get to come home. Washington probably the most underwhelming, disappointing team of the year.
Easily, I think, right?
Yeah, people were saying
Kansas City.
People were saying this could be it. They lost Fitzpatrick immediately, but boy, they're not very good.
No, this was a playoff team last year, like a 6-10 playoff team, granted.
However, it did open 3.5, and it's now down to 3, which I thought was a bit odd. I think Teddy's
Washington football team, worst record in the league against the spread, 1-6.
They're 1-6.
Teams, people still seem to be wanting to bet on the football team for some reason. These numbers have not been correct, it doesn't seem. Denver's been much better against the spread.
Yeah,
but
I don't think we need to. I think it's a standard 3-point number at home here. I think they've been awful. I think Bridgewater plays pretty well here. Their pass defense is the worst in the league, which I didn't expect. Their pass rush just hasn't been able to get home.
Denver.
I'll take Denver. I don't think we need to talk too much about it. I think the game is awful. I don't want to see much of it on my screen on Sunday, but I'll take Denver at home against a really bad team. Let's go to Sunday night.
Dallas at mini 2.5-point favorites.
There is some speculation. It opened at Minnesota +1. It's now Minnesota -2.5. That's a pretty big move. There has been concern over Dak Prescott's foot and ankle, something like that. He has a lower body injury that they think is a result of the injury from last year. I think there's concern about that.
I like Minnesota here. The line movement scares me a lot. Smarter people than I. The public is on Dallas, and yet the line is moving towards Minnesota heavily. Anytime that happens, folks, if you can look up those numbers, always take the smart people's money.
Call that in the biz the old reverse line movement.
Reverse line movement.
Tickets are all on Dallas. All the money is on Minnesota, kids.
The big players are betting on the Vikings. I like the Vikings.
I'm concerned. I think we could get some bad Dak news, and I would
balloons
bet it
up.
now.
Bet it now. Bet it now. Bet it now. Bet it now.
There's a reason it's moving up. Somebody knows something. The people in the know something.
Mm-hmm.
I think it stinks. Let's go to
Sunday night. The big capper. Monday night. What are days? The G-Men in Arrowhead against the reigning AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, they are laying 9.5 points. What do we make of this Chiefs
I never
side?
thought I would say this. Fade Kansas City until they prove it wrong. 9.5? The Giants are awful. Don't get me wrong. They stink. But Kansas City is reeling.
These numbers have been wrong all year for Kansas City.
They're like
Vegas is not. They're not adjusting. I don't know how they're still not adjusting.
They're still getting 60%
people
of the money.
Here's the reason they're not still adjusting. People are still going to bet them at these big numbers, and they're still going to be wrong. Giants all the way. The Giants defense is fine. The Giants defense is like a 6.8 out of 10. Fine.
Tennessee's defense stinks.
Yeah.
And they
shut them down.
They battered the shit out of Patrick Mahomes.
That being said, Tennessee's offense is good and had the ability to get up big and force Kansas City to force it. Will the Giants be able to score and necessitate Kansas City to play from behind? I don't know. That's way too many points. Giants.
I get it.
Giants.
I get it. It's Mahomes, and they're at home on Monday night. Until I'm proven wrong, I just can't lay that number with the Chiefs. It's just they haven't done it for like 2 years. Last year, when they went to the Super Bowl, there was these gigantic numbers. They still didn't cover.
Yeah.
And they were rolling people.
No, last year, even since Mahomes has been Mahomes, they've been awful against the spread.
Yeah.
Even when they're winning games, the numbers are just not, because people are going to bet on them. I'd imagine eventually it's got to change. Eventually people got to wisen up. But all right, survivor pick. There's really only one. Assuming you've used Buffalo and you've used LA, which I think almost everyone has at this point. Cincinnati's the move. Don't overthink it. Cincinnati against the Jets.
You have not used the Rams if you'd like to use them.
Nope. I want to use Cincinnati here. There's future value with the Rams. This is probably the best spot you're going to get Cincinnati in. Cincinnati for my survivor pick.
Yeah. That makes sense. I have used the Rams. They're off the table. I've used the Bills. They're off the table. I think that's the way to go here. It has to be. I mean, Mike White's not beating them, right?
Nope.
No chance. Yeah, I'm with you. I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't even really know where else you would go. I mean, yeah, if you have those other two teams, the Rams or Buffalo, that's obviously a good move.
You could take the Chiefs, I guess. I mean, if you're confident they win the game.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the next place to go.
9.5-point favorite.
That would be the next place to go. Okay, so your lock of the week. Let's finish this thing up and let's watch some freaking football.
We both won our lock last week. I'm not. You have any idea where you're going off the top?
I have an inkling.
All right, go for it.
So my inkling, I like these big numbers actually. I think I'm going to take Cincy for my lock as well.
You've had a tendency to, when you feel like someone's going to get their doors blown off, you will lock it in, and it's worked so far.
I'm going Cincy. I got
call me gross. Good. I'm considering the Bears. I kind of like that.
Ooh, yuck.
I'm not going to do it. It was a consideration. I considered. You know what? I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints plus 4.5.
Yeah, I don't hate that either. I don't hate it either.
All right.
That's the pod, folks.
That's the pod.
Hope you enjoyed the picks. Hope the picks do you well. Hope you liked the banter.
Just doing what we do.
We'll keep you updated on the sink debacle. We'll let you know. So, thanks for tuning in. Love y'all. Have a great day.
Enjoy the games. We'll see you next time.
Bye.